Sometimes you don't want to win by taking prizes on PTCGO, instead you want to win through an alternate method, and I'll tell you what, this deck has the opportunity to do that. We are going to be utilizing Durant in this particular video, and we are trying to remove all of our opponent's cards from their deck, so that when they go to draw a card, they cannot and therefore lose the game. The way that we're going to try and do that is by using the attack Devour on Durant for 2 colorless energy. We discard a card from the top of our opponent's deck for every copy of Durant that we have in play. Now, you can play up to 4 copies of a Pokemon in your deck, so we can potentially have 4 Durants in play at any one time. That means every time we attack, we will discard 4 cards from the top of our opponent's deck. That is pretty solid. On top of that, we can also attach an item card called Cursed Shovel to our Durant, which, as a tool, allows us to get that extra little bit of discard that might help us win. Essentially, when this card is attached to a Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, we discard the top 2 cards of our opponent's deck. That means with our attack, we're discarding 4, and with this particular tool card with the Cursed Shovel, we're discarding 2 more. That is 10% of your opponent's deck, 6 cards out of 60. Very, very useful, but the question then remains, okay, well, how are we going to get our Durants back? Eventually, our opponent will just knock them all out, right? Well, it has 90 HP, which means that we can utilize Rescue Carrier to put 2 Pokemon with up to 90 HP or less from our discard pile back into our hand. If we can give up an attack for a turn for 4 and instead attack for 3 discards off the top of our opponent's deck, then we can get some real value out of our Rescue Carrier and potentially get those Durants back into play. That means that as we keep attacking every turn, we'll be discarding 4 to 6 of our opponent's cards, and as long as they don't get 6 attacks off, they don't take 6 knockouts, we will definitely win. We put our opponents on a clock and try and force them to win before we mill them, essentially. That's what's going to happen. Now, there's a couple of ways we can kind of try and slow our opponents down as well. We have cards like Yell Horn in the deck. This card, when you play it, activates the effect that both active Pokemon are confused, which is fine. I mean, it means your opponent needs to flip a coin to see if they're going to be able to attack or not. 50% of the time, they will miss, and that's fine. We also have cards like Crushing Hammer. Flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy from your opponent's side of the field. Very, very nice card. Plus, we also have Galar Mine, a stadium that we can use to try and lock our opponent's Pokemon into the active and stop them from being able to attack at all. What this card does is it increases the retreat cost of your opponent's active Pokemon and yours by 2 extra colorless energy. When we combine that with a card like Boss's Orders, which allows us to bring a bench Pokemon into the active, then we can potentially lock a Pokemon into the active that our opponent does not want to have stuck there. If they can't retreat it, they can never attack, and that is a good case for us to be in. We also have cards like Pokémon Catcher to try and achieve the same effect, and if our opponent has a card that has lots of retreat cost that we want to have on their bench, if they discard it, we can use Echoing Horn to put it back in play. Very, very nice. One of the big issues that this deck has is that it does not take prizes, which means that sometimes you might find that a Durant or 2 are prized. The only way that we can access them at the moment is by using Peonia, so we play a copy of that. We get a 50-50 shot to try and unprize those Durants and get them in play as soon as possible. But for the majority of the time, your Durant is going to be doing a very nice job. So hopefully, when I take this across onto the ladder, we can win some games with it. Actually, discard our opponent's deck. That would be great. Oh, I've only just missed the end. Let's start. Whoop, it's my turn. Okay, we're going. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going. Our opponent's done not that much, so we're gonna throw some stuff down here, and we're gonna get ourselves started. Let's go for a level ball off of the top deck here. We've got double Crushing Hammer and a Research in our hands. There's a lot going on here. Let's play the Research. No energy for us to discard, unfortunately. But look at this. We can theoretically get 4 Durants in play right now. I like the idea of that. That seems pretty cool. Although, to be fair, maybe we could have and should have theoretically gone for a Minccino, so that we don't, just stop. But, whatever. We're going now. Our opponent is playing a Rapid Strike deck of some description. My gut feeling is that he's playing the ever-popular Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. We will see very, very shortly. I mean, we are in trouble if we play against Rapid Strike Urshifu because we need Fion, which is in the deck. Fiona stops your opponent from being able to deal damage to your benched Pokemon. So we don't have that quite yet. And yeah, maybe I should have just gone for the Minccino and discarded 3 cards there. It is Rapid Strike SHF. Okay. Well, we will continue on our merry way, and hopefully it all works out for the best. What is the worst thing that can happen? Also, thank you very much to everyone who's been supporting the channel recently. I've had a couple of days where I haven't uploaded. I appreciate you all sticking around though. And we've had that big run of videos, 7 days in a row where I managed to upload. I was very impressed with myself that I could still do it, frankly. That was not something that I was used to. Hey, I was just talking about you before. I think I might have called you Fiona. Sorry, Manaphy. Alright, let's just devour again. Our opponent's not been able to get out of the active, which is brilliant. We're just going to keep discarding their cards, and hopefully we can get ourselves into a winning position at some point. Yes, as I was mentioning, thank you for coming along. If you are new, and we've got a lot of new subscribers that have joined recently, then please leave a like on the video. The last video got 500 likes, which was double the like target of 250. This time, I'm going to be conservative. I know that lots of people won't watch this because it's a very cruel video. You don't want to Durant Mill your opponent every time, but I'll give everyone an opportunity. If you can get to, let's say, 300 likes, maybe I'll do another video tomorrow. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. There are no guarantees in this world, unfortunately. And if there were, then it wouldn't be very fun. So, we're going to aim for 300. We'll see what happens. Also, if you did watch the last video, look at this. See that? It's a bloody... Look at that, it's a haircut. I don't know whether it's a good haircut looking at it like that. Either that or I'm just running out of hair. Am I just getting too old? Is that what's going on? Am I at the point where when I have a haircut it could potentially be my last one? Yes. It could theoretically happen here. Our opponent has attacked, and we are discarding 2 cards with our Cursed Shovel. And we're just going to top deck a supporter so we can get out of it. Oh my god, it's happened again. Research, let's go. Let's go. That should not have worked. Cursed Shovel, thank you very much. We've got a double turbo energy, which I like the smell of as well. It's probably not worth going for the rescue carrier just yet. We'll wait until next turn. Our opponent will knock out our Durant. We'll have access to 2 Durants next turn. I like that. 2 rescue carrier Durants, I'll say. Hopefully they attack the active. If they don't, then they don't. That's okay by me. And our opponent is likely now going to try and ping this Manaphy to death. They want to remove the Manaphy from play so that they can get multiple knockouts. Seems pretty reasonable. I'm going to go into Medicham. Well. Marnie. Okay, so we maybe should have attached the double turbo, but they're not taking a knockout this turn. They are trying to knock the Manaphy out. All we need to do, though, is have a draw supporter or a Scoop Up Net, and we should be fine. It looks like the supporter is present. So hopefully we can keep that Manaphy alive for just a smidgen longer. Let's level ball here. We'll grab that Minccino now. It's a bit of a disappointment to be discarding a Cinccino in order to get my turn off here. Maybe I'll just Devour instead. If they knock out the Manaphy, then they knock out the Manaphy. You know, that's life sometimes. Sometimes it just happens that way, and they do the thing that you don't want them to do. They're going to take a prize on the Manaphy here. They're going to Yoga Loop for the knockout and take another turn, and I'm actually in a lot of trouble, in hindsight. Okay. What? No, that was the wrong attack. My friend. No. Incorrect. You should not have done that. That has to have been a misclick. I mean, I'm going to take advantage of it. 100%. We're going to play this Cinccino down and then research. That has to have been a misclick. They set themselves up for the Yoga Loop play. Like, they set them up. They set themselves up for it. Now I just got the Scoop Up Nets in my hand. Let's make 2. I'm going to make 2 away the Minccino. We just want to find a couple of extra Durants if we can. We don't find. That's fine, whatever. Pokémon Catcher? It doesn't matter, it's fine, whatever. Crushing Hammer? Oh, it's worked. Let's get rid of the double turbo. Whatever the thing's called. Then we can scoop up the Manaphy. You know, 60 damage that you probably should have dealt with. And then we'll just Devour. Discard 2 cards. Not ideal. I mean, not perfect. But it's certainly something. It's better than nothing. And we've got Marnie for next turn, which means we can potentially get ourselves another couple of Durant. I like that a lot. We'll see how we go. They're playing Roseanne's Backup. I'm going to put a few cards from the discard pile back into the deck. Very frustrating, just absolutely hard walling my strategy if you're putting cards back into the deck. And this is the thing, right, is that Durant doesn't necessarily always win its games because it does require a lot of things to go right, including your opponent to not play any recursion cards, as in cards that can potentially get your cards back from the deck, from the discard into the deck. So you don't want that to happen. Looks like we're going to see a couple of quick shooting pingerings here, which is fine by me, because I've got a second Scoop Up Net in my hand. I'm just holding it. That's pretty good. I can live with that for sure. I'm going to scoop the Manaphy up, attach the energy, and then use some sort of supporter card. Seems perfectly reasonable. Medichamp's not doing anything, though. Cursed Shovel's a good card. Let's scoop this Manaphy up. That'd be frustrating for Radioactive Man over there. We'll play down the Cursed Shovel, we will attach an energy, and then we will Marnie. It doesn't change our endgame ultimately. It does kind of annoy our opponent, which I am a big fan of. And we've found a Rescue Carrier, which I'm also a big fan of. We're going to grab a double Durant here, and we're about to halve the cards that our opponent has access to. Get rid of those. We're going to make do as well. Get rid of the, I think we'll get rid of the research here. We don't really need that too much. We can Devour and get rid of 4 cards from our opponent's deck. And from here on out, it may be impossible for this Medicham to get out of the active. They may not have enough energy or switching cards left. And at this point, pretty happy. Next time we click Devour, we win the game. Guaranteed. Our opponent can't take 4 prizes. Mwah! Durant. What an ant. What a bug! What type of bug is a Durant? Is it an... I was going to say, is it a crustacean? It's not a crustacean. It's not an amphibian. I like it. I've got lots of different words. It's got a thorax! I understand. I understand that it's an animal that has a thorax and that there's a specific name for that. They didn't even knock me out with Smash Uppercut. That's disappointing. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Tell me in the comments. What type of animal is an ant? What type of animal is an ant? Welcome back all to another game of Pokemon TCG featuring Bug. What type of bug is it though? There's a specific... It's got 6 legs. I don't know. Nah. Okay, what do we got? Durant, Level Ball, Cursed Shovel, Crushing Hammer? Nah. Oh, hang on, we've got a VIP Battle Pass in our hand. Excuse me. Excuse me, game. Might I have a crumb of VIP Battle Pass? Mayhaps? I've completely glossed over how good of a turn that was. Oh my god, we've still got 7 more to go. Alright, okay. DTE is good. We've got Peonia as well, we don't need it. We've got Bird Keeper, we've got Pokégear. Just Devour. This is about, what is it? Drive? Power? Etc.? I don't want to repeat any more of that, because I feel uncomfortable. Our opponent... Oh, this is TTRO. Hello, TTRO. Hello, all. TTRO family, etc. I know TTRO. Thank you for coming past and playing me, dealing with whatever this is. I appreciate it. Arceus Inteleon's an interesting deck to play against, but if you can't get the Dunsparce from the active, whew, that's bad. Level Ball for Cinccino. Now we can start drawing some cards. We got another Bird Keeper. Well, I don't mind that. I'd like to be able to play that Bird Keeper though. To be honest, maybe I just. Well, let's just play the Peonia. You never know. We might be able to find something sweet. Any good cards floating around? Oh, a Marnie. That's pretty good. Rescue Carrier is good. Twin Energy is very good. Okay. Let's put back. I don't know. This Minccino. Probably don't need that at this point. Probably don't need a Pokémon Catcher. I reckon we'll probably just get rid of the Bird Keeper. You know what? No, it doesn't matter. We don't need that. We don't need any of these cards. We got Cinccino. We got Twin Energies. We got Marnie in hand. We've got extra Cursed Shovels. We've got all the bits and bobs that make you happy. Let's make do. I mean, we got extra cards from that. Well, okay. This is all happening here. Let's Devour again. 4 more cards into the discard pile. This turn it is likely that our opponent does take a knockout. Because Arceus obviously does not stay bricky for long. They've got plenty of cards that can turn into an Arceus V-Star, and that is one of them. Getting rid of Path of the Peak and Choice Belt, not cards that are required in this instance. So, our opponent's going to be searching out an Arceus V-Star, and then they are going to be finding a switch card. Switch card is probably what they're going to be doing. And when they do that, they will then take their first knockout of the game. They'll just take that knockout. They're just going to take it. Just going to take the little prize card. A little prize card. Just like a prize card there, TT. A bit of a prize card. Why do I just repeat the same word? Oh my god. I'm sorry. I got a problem, guys. I've got a serious problem. I'm gonna sit here and repeat the same word in the same stupid accent, and then call it comedy. It's comedy. That's what that is. That's me being funny. That's me being tired. Trinity Nova will take a knockout on the Durant. They'll discard 2 cards and also search their deck for some energy. I think they searched their deck first, I think. Let's double check some cards. Yeah, I think they discard energy first. Sorry, they attach energy first, which is disappointing because it means that we won't be able to discard it before it goes onto the Pokemon. But yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, so they'll have their attackers set up. The question then becomes, can we manage to cycle our Durants as often as we can? Tool Scrapper, my mortal enemy. I never once considered that this might happen. Okay, now we don't need to worry. Now we don't need to worry about our opponent discarding cards, because they shan't be doing it. They'll be accelerating some energy onto their Arceus on the bench, and then we're going to have to hopefully find a way off of this Marnie. Our hand is not great. It's fine, but it's not great. The Marnie is the key. We've at least got an attacker. We've got a Scoop Up Net as well, not that that's relevant. Not that that's particularly relevant. Let's go with the Rescue Carrier, get that Durant back. We want to discard as many cards as we can. That's what the whole process is about. And then we'll hit Marnie. We'll see whether or not we can find ourselves some interesting cards. The issue here that we are currently having is that we are slightly further behind than I would like in this situation. Make Do is painful for our opponent. Getting rid of those cards, I like that. Twin Energy is good. Let's go just for the Devour here. Our opponent is not likely to retreat ever, so we don't need to worry about that. Getting rid of Avery, though, is pretty strong. It means that they won't have access to the effect, which will discard Pokemon from our bench, which I like, because all these Pokemon are my hand. All these Pokemon over here I like. I don't like that card. I don't like the fact that you're gonna... No! My Cinccino. My Cinccino. What am I gonna do about that now? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We've still got 4 Durant. We can still discard 4 cards per turn. Our opponent has 22 cards in their deck, which means... How long is it going to take for them to deck out? I mean, technically we are getting rid of 5 cards per turn, if you want to be technical. Technically, it's correct. So we'll just attach some energy here, and then we'll research, I think. Actually, Galar Mine first, and then we'll just research. I think that's fine. Because, yeah, every turn we're going to mill 4 cards, and our opponent is going to draw a card at the start of their turn. It's going to happen. You can just guarantee it. Crushing Hammerheads? No. Nope. Hey, listen. Probably should have considered not discarding my Minccino earlier in the game, because we are in strife. This hand is only good in the sense that it has 5 cards in it. There's nothing in here that I'm interested in. All of these cards look atrocious. At least we might potentially get rid of some energy. Some cards with our Cursed Shovel. Oh yeah, play more cards. Yeah, play the Inteleon. Search out 2 items. You find a couple of items in there. You can find a couple of items in your deck too easy. Just grab them out. Just grab out those items, Titaro. Grab out the items from the deck. Accelerate my win condition, please. Wouldn't it be something if that was my actual accent, and the accent that I've been putting on is the accent I've been putting on? What? This is my real accent. What are you talking about? Wouldn't it be funny if I was pretending that this was my real accent, is what I meant to say. Please. Hopefully this isn't being recorded and put on the internet. I'll be worrying. Yes. Anyway, this is my regular voice. I'm having a good time. Okay, we're getting Marnied. I don't mind that. It's not terrible for my opponent, but it's definitely Not terrible for us. I like seeing 4 new cards here. Hopefully they're good ones. No. No, they are not. They are not very good. But we've milled a couple of extra cards, which I like. I'm a fan, frankly. I'm a bloody fan. I'm a fan of it. Let's throw this Durant into the active. We can discard 3 cards this turn. We're going to attach another double colorless energy. We are talking with those. There's too many of them. And then let's Crushing Hammer. Finally a heads. Get rid of the double turbo energy. Make life difficult. Pokemon Catcher. Oh yeah. Bring up the Dunsparce. Devour. Goodbye, friend. 2 more cards. 3 more cards for you. Alright, so now we need to hope that our opponent doesn't have a way to retreat like a Scoop Up Net. They just used one last turn to get access to their Drizzile. They will not be able to retreat this Dunsparce until next turn, unless they can replace the stadium, because Galar Mine increases the retreat cost. They might be able to search out a card with a Drizzile that I know is in their hand. Although, to be fair, they Marnie, didn't they? Well. Oh, perchance. A chance, perchance, a chance. Alright. Here comes the Drizzile. They're going to go for maybe the Marnie that they just put back into the deck. I don't like the fact that they're putting cards back, though. It makes my life just that tiny little bit more difficult. I don't like it. Path to the Peak, I also don't like the fact that that's happening. That upsets me. It makes me upset. It's upsetting. Because now they can retreat. Into the Arceus they go. They're going to Power Edge and take a knockout. Alright! We need a top deck like an absolute champion here, or otherwise it's over. That's fine. That's good. Double Durant, thank you very much. I'm going to roll the dice. We are going to throw down double Durant here. I'm going to Yell Horn and confuse my opponent, then retreat. We're going to retreat into the other Durant with the energy. We Devour for 4. We are leaving this up to the flip of a coin. If our opponent flips heads off of this confusion, I don't know if I've got enough energy to come back into this. But with our hand, I don't think there was another way for me to win this game. So I think I just have to go for the 50-50 coin flip, see what happens. Going for the Inteleon. If they have a switch, the game is effectively over. Effectively over. A Marnie. They're Marnieing. Get a Marnie to try and find an evolution, perhaps? Marnie to try and find an evolution. If there's one in the deck, they're guaranteed to draw it. If there's no evolution, they can't remove the condition. If they can't remove the condition, they can't knock me out. Which would mean that I'd go on to win the game. We can only discard so many, they flip tails! It's gonna happen! Alrighty. I think at this point, we can just attack. We're going to Devour for 4. Our opponent has 2 cards left, and I think as long as we draw into like an energy at some point in the future, we'll win this game. The reason last turn was so important was because they have 2 prizes left, and if they were able to take a knockout that last turn, then they would have been able to win the game with 1 card left in their deck. But we were saved by the 50-50 coin flip. All is well when you're flipping coins on Pokemon TCG Online. We've managed to win this one, I think. Hopefully we have energy enough. Our opponent at present has elected to take some time, and that's fair enough, because they may have a way to win. I don't know. I feel like we've done enough. I don't think they've got enough turns. They can't attack into the active. If they attack into the active, then they lose next turn. They can't risk us having a turn. They're just going to concede. Okay, we won. Composure. An ant is an ant, and that's it. That line was cooler in my head when I said it, but it doesn't matter. It's happened now. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along. Thank you to these people over here for being channel members. You too can join, if you'd like, down in the description. There's a button there that you can click. And whilst you're there, leave a like. Get to 300. Make me feel happy. Hey, by the way, if you're going to click anything, then click on the link to this video. It's pretty. Look at it.